Com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen and Rob Love.
6 o'clock on a Tuesday night here live from Cabbie Shack Bar and Grill. It is overtime. Jimmy Allen, Adrian Martinez, Dan Camden coming to you live from Cabbie Shack all night long. Tonight we got a great show lined up for you. The champions, the kings of Class A, the Omaha Westside Warriors are going to be on location with us. Paul Lamanji is bringing his team in to talk about their second consecutive state championship run. We buy or sell topics around college and the NFL. We'll keep you updated on the updated college football rankings as well as the CFP playoff announcement will come out here shortly. And then Adrian Martinez's favorite segment of the week, we will do our NFL overreaction to week 11 as well. Then we close up shop at 7:45. We'll be here from 6 to 8 tonight. But unfortunately, the Nebraska Cornhuskers wrap up their season again without a bowl game. Adrian, you were in attendance at the Nebraska-Iowa game. Can you just give us a little bit of a feel of what you saw inside the stadium, what it was like to be around this program again as they come up short in another bowl opportunity?
Yeah, well, I'll speak first to the environment. Mm-hmm. I had a great time.
Okay.
My family was in town from California coming to the game. It was my first game watching with my little brother.
Okay.
So he's 10 years old. He's obviously been to a lot of football games. And
he never got to come see you play?
He saw me play, but we never saw a game together.
Gotcha.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So all that was great. And in terms of the play on the field,
not great.
Not as great. And it's tough. I think it's pretty obvious that one of the main issues with the season with Nebraska at this given time is the turnovers. And Nebraska lost the turnover battle 3-1 in that game, and I would assume lost it in a lot of other games. And that's a key factor for any team, especially in the Big Ten, especially against Iowa. So despite all of that, there were opportunities to win the game, and we fell short.
According to collegefootballdata.com's Bill Radowski, Nebraska's football metrics, from a metric standpoint, their preseason, they underperformed the most out of any team in college football this year. According to their metrics, they had Nebraska at 8 wins. Obviously, they only get to 5. UCF was the second. They were predicted to have 9 wins, but only got to 6. The only other Big Ten team to underperform this level was Indiana, who was only supposed to win 4 games, and they only won 2. So obviously, completely different metrics there. But when you talk about the offensive production or lack thereof this season, just in comparison, this is from Stu Manji, they didn't have a 1,000-yard passer. They didn't have a 500-yard rusher, and they didn't have one receiver go over 314 yards. They're just the third team in 1,449 FBS schools who have played 12 games in a season to not reach any one of those 3 milestones. We've harped on this before. But yes, Heinrich Haarberg was their leading passer with 967 yards. But he was also their leading rusher with 447 yards. Nebraska's problem, and you've alluded to this, you said, I don't think you should have your quarterback be your leading rusher, is that in the seasons that they've come up short, every single one of them, except for one, their quarterback was their leading rusher. Now, there's a lot of factors into this, because also Jeff Sims finished the year with 6 interceptions on 47 pass attempts. Now, he's far and away not the problem. He played very limited snaps in these last 4 games. But since 2000, there have been 4,465 FBS quarterbacks who have played at least 3 games and attempted 45-plus passes. Only one guy has a worse turnover ratio than Jeff Sims. In those 4,465 players, only Kerry Dixon of the 2000 Baylor Bears had a worse turnover ratio. 9 interceptions, no touchdowns. All of that courtesy of our guy Stu Manji. But that 2000 Baylor team, 2-9, not great.
It's hard to win.
Yeah,
it's hard to win that way. And I mean, you can come up with probably a million different stats to describe this team and in ways that maybe they fell short.
I don't think you could tell the story of the 2023 Nebraska Cornhuskers without going into detail of the list of injuries they went to. Now listen.
Yeah, 100%.
Attrition happens everywhere. Injuries happen everywhere. But I don't know where in the world you can get down to your third-string quarterback. And granted, how many of them look as good as Chuba Purdy did throughout these last 2 games. But get down to your third-string quarterback. Lose your top 2 running backs. Have your second and third-string left guards go down. Lose your top 4 wide receivers at the beginning of the season, and then continue to be productive. I don't know. I don't care who your coaching staff is. If Matt Rule would have made a bowl game with these circumstances, he should have won Big Ten Coach of the Year, no matter what happens at the end of the season.
I think you're right. And it's important to keep that perspective. Now, that's just a tough pill to swallow. It's tough, and especially tough for a Nebraska fan base that's obviously hungry for a winner and a coach and staff that brings in expectations of winning and wanting to win right away. Like, who doesn't want that? There were a lot of obstacles in the way, including themselves. Right. The Huskers winning the season. And, you can turn to the stats. You can turn to the injury report. At the end of the day, I think everyone can acknowledge that it wasn't what we had hoped and what we wanted. But the sky's not falling. The sky's not falling. There still should be hope out for this program and for this staff and what they could become. I think there's still a ton of potential.
I think the most disheartening part about this whole season was the fact that you do go undefeated in October, and you are 5-3. And all you do need is one more win in the month of November. And, yeah, there was a lot of opportunities to win that Maryland game. There was a lot of opportunities to win that Michigan State game. You had the ball in your hands with 30 seconds left to go down and win against Iowa on Friday, and then obviously Chuba Purdy throws that interception. But to me, it just seems like no matter who the quarterback is, no matter who the coach is, no matter what the situation is, this just keeps happening to this program. And for somebody that's had been inside of it, from the outside looking in, it looks like it's the same thing, but it's different pieces. Is that just weird to you? Because obviously you have a different perspective than anybody.
Yes, and I'll say each team is different. Mm-hmm. Each culture and makeup, from personnel to just individuals, is different. So as it might appear the same from the outside, maybe a fan's perspective, I assure you that the issues, whatever they may be, I have no idea about this Husker team is different than teams in the past, teams that I was on, and I think injuries tell part of that story for this year's squad. So, I think you hit on it a little bit. Something this program, needs to find a way to do is find a way to win games. Like, whatever that mentality is, whatever that edge is, Iowa seems to have it. They seem to have it. They're what? What's their record?
10-2.
10-2
with the nation's 111th ranked offense.
I think they threw for 97 passing yards on Friday.
Yeah, and 20 of those came in the last drive of the game.
But they found a way to win, and I do think that's attainable. I really do. And talent hasn't been the issue. I think the guys really want it. It's just about sustaining whatever that culture is they're building and getting that belief. And I think they're on the right trajectory for it. But it's awfully frustrating. As a fan now, and I'm sure as many other fans and Nebraskans, seems like it's possible. We're just not doing it.
The one thing that it just keeps coming back to in my eyes is you don't have that one or two guys on the offense and defensive side of the ball that are erasers. Like, you can make mistakes if you have a guy that can make up for it. And to some degree last year, that was Trey Palmer. I think we saw the struggles of Casey Thompson when he was throwing to anybody that wasn't Trey Palmer. And I'm not saying this because you're sitting here, but we've talked about this in a lot of situations. The coaching staff under Coach Frost and whoever your offense coordinator at the time really leaned on you, but you had so much turnover at wide receiver during your time here, and then the running back situations, and to some degree that's college football now. We're seeing the mass exodus out of Boulder, Colorado right now. We'll talk about that later in the show, what exactly that means. But it just feels like you have to find a way, and I think I don't think it can be stated enough how big of a deal it is that Ty Robinson's coming back next year.
Huge.
I think you have to have some sort of camaraderie time and time again that you can lean on guys and be and know you can trust guys. A lot of the problem with the quarterback situation this year is they felt like whoever it was Thomas Fedoni and Billy Kemp, and then a bunch of freshman guys that they were just kind of piecing in. There was no trust built there. And you know how much you have to have faith in a guy to go make a play or know a guy is going to win a route or be able to stack plays on top of each other. You can't. And this is one of the reasons I kind of give Marcus Satterfield a little bit of a pass, because it is really hard to stack plays when you don't know who's going to be out there. Like, you can't scheme for what you're going to call in the third quarter if you don't know who's going to be there in the third quarter.
You're right. It's a tall task. And, the tricky thing about being an offensive coordinator, there's not a lot of people who are your fans. You could be doing a great job.
Unless you're putting up 50 a game.
And it doesn't really matter. Like, someone's going to have an issue with what you're calling, why you're calling it, who you're calling it for. And, I mean, it's not an easy task. And to deal with that type of turnover, I mean, they needed to do better. But all things considered, I mean, you can't blame them for how it played out in a sense. What you can really harp on and get frustrated with, again, I think are the turnovers.
Yeah.
I think it's really the turnovers.
And how much different does that conversation look if those don't happen? I mean, you may have been talking about a 13-0 win. If you take away the turnovers that Iowa caused, listen, that's who they are and what they do. That's what they've hung their hat on that last decade in Iowa City, and it's worked out for them.
It has, and there's a reason. I mean, there's a winning formula there, and I think there's a resemblance of it in Lincoln. It's starting to form, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet.
The one thing I'm going to be interested with the chickens across the river is, let's say, obviously this is Brian Ferentz's swan song. He's going to be gone. Let's say Kirk Ferentz finds a way to put up 24, 31 points a game. Are they able to win at that same rate too? Because it kind of feels like that's how they win. Now, if you're trying to re-identify an entire program, look at what happened in Madison, Wisconsin this year. That didn't look like the same Badgers program. So Iowa City, you might want to be cautious what you wish for. Hey, I'm Jimmy Allen. That's Adrian Martinez. We are live from Caddyshack Bar and Grill on 117th and Blondo. We got champions in the bar tonight. The Class A state champions, the Omaha Westside Warriors, have just arrived. We're going to get to them at 6:30. We're going to talk to Paul Lamanji and his team about their championship win this year. Before we get to that, though, we're going to talk about the NCAA volleyball tournament. Red, black, and blue Nebraska all in, got a bid into the tournament. We're going to tell you how that shakes out when we come back here on 1620 Zone. If you missed the opening segment tonight, check it out, soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by Caddyshack Bar and Grill. We're live at 117th and Blondo tonight. Stop out. They have $1 off every drink in the entire bar. They also have $17 happy hour domestic buckets. Stop out, grab drinks, listen to the show. We'll be right back here on 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. It's hoop season. If you want to dress like the coaches, the only place to do so is at Jerry Ryan, centrally located on 78th and Dodge. You can stop by and get the best gear for Blue Jays men and women in brands like Mizzen & Main, Johnny O, Cutter and Buck, all that and more. Stop by 78th and Dodge and let Jerry Ryan dress you for game day. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear and chilly tonight. Low temperatures dipping back to around 24 for a low. Partly to mostly sunny, much milder on Wednesday. I expect the high to top out in the lower 50s with little southwest breeze. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less. Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
At Papillion Sanitation, mechanics matter. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and we need your skill to keep our trucks on the road. We're hiring mechanics now, offering top pay and industry-leading benefits. If that's not enough, how about an $8,000 stay-on bonus? These are terrific jobs with a company that values your talent. Good mechanics can work anywhere, so we make sure you want to stay. Join the fun and inclusive team at Papillion Sanitation and make what you're worth. Apply at papillion-sanitation.com.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
Get ready, Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is set to make history when they kick off Season 1 against the Atlanta Vibe on January 24th at the CHI Health Center. Get ready for world-class volleyball with the Supernovas, boasting a lineup of former national champions and Olympians who can't wait to add to Nebraska's vibrant volleyball culture. Be a part of the volleyball movement that's sweeping the nation and get your tickets today before they're gone. Visit supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Today is Giving Tuesday. Give local and celebrate what we can do together in 24 hours. Donate to your choice of hundreds of local nonprofits using Share Omaha and Share Iowa. You have the power to make a difference in our community by giving today. Giving Tuesday 402 is powered by Share Omaha, and Giving Tuesday 712 is presented by Cattleman Steel Fabrication Inc. Donate and give local before midnight tonight at Share Omaha and shareiowa.org.
The Woodcliff Restaurant in Fremont is just a quick sleigh ride from Omaha at Woodcliff Lake. Get a head start on all your stocking stuffers with gift cards from the Woodcliff Restaurant. Winters at the Woodcliff Restaurant are warm and inviting, like a Santa's workshop, but more fun. Stop fighting traffic, parking, and one-way streets. Slow down and enjoy a fantastic dinner at the lake with family and friends this holiday season. The Woodcliff Restaurant is Santa approved. Check them out at thewoodcliffrestaurant.com or on Facebook for specials and events.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. If you were exposed to toxic substances in the military, a new law called the PACT Act may make you eligible for extra benefits and care. The PACT Act benefits veterans of the Vietnam, Gulf War, and post 9/11 eras. Learn more at va.gov/PACT or call 1-800-MyVA411.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6:20 on a Tuesday night here on 1620 The Zone. Jimmy Allen, Adrian Martinez, Dan Campen coming live from Caddyshack Bar and Grill on 117th Blondell. Feel free to stop out, grab some dinner and drinks tonight. This hour is brought to you by Bellevue University. You can keep up to date on all things Bellevue sports by downloading the BU Bruins sports app tonight. It's time for Who Wants to Smoke segment. So all three of the major schools in Nebraska, red, blue, and black, all make the NCAA volleyball tournament. The Omaha Mavericks grabbed the 13th seed in their bracket. On the left side, they draw the number 4 seed Kansas for their troubles. They will play the Jayhawks on Thursday night at 6 p.m. in Lawrence. UNO is 15-13 on the season. They finished in a 4-way tie for the Summit League regular season championship with Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, and South Dakota all going 12-4 in Summit League play, but knocked off the Roos in the championships game in the Summit League tournament for 3-2 in the sets. And then the Jayhawks come in at 23-5 and finish second in the Big 12 behind those pesky Longhorns. The Blue Jays draw the Colgate Raiders in the first round, who were 22-7. The Jays, the number 3 seed in their bracket, Creighton won a share of the Big East regular season tournament, a share of the Big East regular season championship. They won the Big East tournament by sweeping St. John's in 3 straight sets after the Red Storm upset co-Big East champion Marquette in the same Big East tournament. And then Creighton and Colgate will set to tip on Friday at 6 p.m. at DJ Sokol Arena. Nebraska, the nation's number 1 seed, opens up play on December 1st at 7 p.m. against Long Island. who is 13-18 on the season, and the winner of that game will take on the winner of the Delaware and number 8 Missouri game, with a potential matchup with number 4 seed in the third Florida in the third round. The other number 1 seeds in this tournament, Wisconsin, Texas, and Louisville. As far as the boom of popularity of volleyball in this state, not only are we seeing it spread across the high school ranks, but it just really feels like the talent on all levels across Little League volleyball, college, high school, it's just all taken off. And obviously now with the Supernovas being here in Omaha, it just really feels like this state is clamoring to this sport right now. And I expect this tournament to do all-time high in viewership as well.
I would agree. You can look back at, I want to say maybe a month ago, I believe it was Wisconsin, Penn State, something of that nature, a volleyball game that was played after or maybe during one of the other football games. It got 1.5 million viewers.
Yeah.
And that's outside of the state. I'm just talking on a national level.
It's growing as a sport.
I think it really is growing as a sport. And then you look at Volleyball Day that the University of Nebraska held in Memorial Stadium and how successful that was and how much fun and really
Do you want to see them do it again?
Of course.
Do you? Okay.
Of course I do. And I think I don't see why not. It generated such a positive impression, especially on social media, but really in the state. I think it did a great job of highlighting all of those schools that we had mentioned, and regardless of level. So there was a lot of success. Oh yeah, a lot of words getting put in right now.
Did it feel cheapened by Iowa trying to do it with the women's basketball thing, and then everything else that kind of followed it just kind of felt like an attempt to duplicate it? And maybe we shouldn't look at it that way. We should look at it as, hey, Kinnick Stadium had over 30,000 people in it, and that's a success. But it just kind of felt like it was, and maybe that's just me as the 10,000-foot view as a sports fan and not the dialed-in volleyball fan. It just kind of felt like anything after that, or even trying to recreate it, won't mean as much.
Well,
I don't know.
What's the saying? It's copying is a form of flattery.
Right.
Something of
Imitation,
that, right?
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Thank you.
We got there. It took 3 of us.
So, I mean, personally, I don't view it that way. I see it as, good for, and a lot of these things, you see it happening in women's athletics.
Yeah.
And I say good for them. Good for them for trying to bring up the brand awareness for those sports, for those teams, and for those individuals. And now you look at Kinnick and you look at maybe other examples across the country. No one has done it to the level of Nebraska.
That's right.
So in that, I think there's pride. You can take pride in that.
That was the Who Wants to Smoke segment. If you want to check it out tonight, you can check it out at SoundCloud.com/afterhours 1620. It was brought to you by 402 Barbecue. You can stop by 3027 South 84th Street, Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6. Try my personal favorite, the Cadillac Sandwich. It's brisket, it's pork. It's topped off with the world famous smoked mac and cheese. Make sure you mention to Kelly and the team. You heard about them on After Hours. She's going to throw in a free soda to purchase and the mention of our show. That's 402 Barbecue, 3027 South 84th Street. Stop by tomorrow and grab lunch. You know who stopped by tonight? The Omaha Westside Warriors. They're in the house. We're going to talk to them about their state championship run in Class A and a whole lot more. We come back here on 1620 The Zone.
But not for long, the future is coming on, it's coming on.
Hey everyone, Dan Campion here for Pyramid Roofing. Does it get a little drafty in your house? Is your roof leaking? Do your windows need to be replaced before Old Man Winter shows up? Let the #1 roofer in Omaha, 12 straight years, come and take care of your roof, windows, gutters, or siding. They do it all. Call Pyramid at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams.
Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
What made you apply for a driving job at Papillion Sanitation?
To be honest, it was the trucks. The nice trucks driving down the street. I wanted to be in a nice truck like that. I made a switch, and it's everything that I thought it would be.
I'm with Randy and Jared, Papillion Sanitation drivers. So the trucks are important.
Yeah, that's your office,
I say bad truck, bad attitude.
The money is always important too. How are the pay and benefits at Papillion Sanitation?
For starters, we have a $10,000 stay-on bonus.
They match your 401k up to 5%. Medical's great. Dental, they give you everything that you need.
So you love the trucks, the pay, and the benefits. How about the people?
Everybody gets along. I didn't know who he was, and we're best friends now. Our kids love each other. We hang out all the time outside of work.
We call anyone there and go hang out with them at their house.
You heard it from the drivers. If you're looking for a new career, Papillion Sanitation has everything that matters.
Nice trucks, nice people, and good pay.
I love where I'm at. I will retire doing it.
How can people apply?
Go to papillion-sanitation.com.
That's papillion-sanitation.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less. Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at 10700 Sapp Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest events of the year. Head over to forsmansfinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:30 on a Tuesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. You can head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin tonight. We are joined on location by very loud speakers and Paul Lamonti, the head coach at Omaha West Side. He's brought a few of his players with him tonight. He's got Anthony Rizak, Teddy Rizak, Bo Ryan, and Christian Jones with him tonight. Coach, thank you very much. I know you've done about 50 million of these, so we appreciate making a little more time for us tonight.
Well, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
I talked to you a little bit after the game. We got you on the sidelines, and you were obviously really fired up about a big win, as you should have been. But whether it be your quarterback, your running back, a bunch of your guys on defense that make plays, they can all make differences for teams on Saturdays as well. Why don't you think they're getting the attention they deserve?
I really don't know. I mean, the thing we focus on is each other and trying to be the best team we can be. We got some really good high-end players, some five-star Division I type players, but most of our team is made up of your average high school kid that loves to play football, and maybe sometimes that's overlooked on social media. But we're really pleased with the group we have, and and we got a whole bunch that we could play at the next level at a various, Division I, NAIA, Division II. So we're excited about that. Why they're overlooked, you'd have to ask. I really don't understand college recruiting. I've been involved with it for, almost 25, 30 years. And, why colleges pick certain players over others, it's anybody's guess. I don't know. I just know we have a great group of tough kids that have high character. And, on a high school football night, I wouldn't want anybody else in our group. So, they're going to do great things, whatever they do.
After the season, you can see why.
Yeah.
You brought it up, but I mean, how hands-on are you with that process? How involved do you become in the recruiting process, or is it just kind of on a player-by-player basis?
Oh, I'm real involved. Like right now, that's our main focus is to get our seniors in the schools if they want to play at the next level. So, I talk to as many coaches as possible. Any of the players that have certain dreams of playing at certain schools, I'll explore those options with them. But I want our guys that, if they want to play at the next level, and they'll determine that level. And I want them to fulfill their dreams, and I'll do whatever I can to help promote them. And it's really easy with this group because, like I said, they're great in the classroom. They have high character. They get involved in the community, and they play football the right way, and that's extremely hard.
Speaking of levels, you've been in it for a while now, coaching ball. What would you say is a difference between the pros, college, high school? Like what makes it special to you to coach high school ball?
I just think it's the relationships you form with these kids. I mean, a lot of these kids have been playing football with each other for a long, long time. They grew up together. They believe in the community and the school in which they attend. And, there's just a special closeness that you have and a togetherness that you build through those formative years that is extremely special. You have a great opportunity to mold kids into what you want them to be in terms of being a great person. And the key to our program is we're trying to teach our guys, to be successful, when they're adults. And, you establish those bonds, you hang with them so much, you just want the best for them. And seeing them achieve on and off the field is something that's extremely gratifying. And I always say, my true payday is when I attend their weddings and see what they're doing as men and then later as husbands and fathers. So it's just something that I love to do, and it drives you because you sure as heck don't do it for the money. So
yeah.
it's definitely
no doubt.
A hidden agenda there that the relationships that are formed are just outstanding. And I had a great relationship with my head football coach, and he made me the man I am today. And the lessons I learned, I wanted to do that for others, and hopefully I'm doing a little bit of that.
Yeah. Well, those bonds are for life.
Forever, yeah.
I mean, I still talk to my high school coach, and it's funny, the lessons you learn in high school and from your football coach through football, you never lose those.
That's right.
They really do stick with you. So.
Absolutely.
You obviously have a ton of special players. You have a ton of special coaches. We're going to talk to a couple of the players here in just a minute. Who are some of the people behind the curtain at Westside, family members, whoever it may be, that kind of helped make this championship run happen this year?
Yeah, that's a big list. And, I'll start with our superintendent, Dr. Lucas. He believes in everything Westside. He wants to excel in every part of the school atmosphere, from music and band to academics to athletics. And he's just a great supporter of what we do. And then you could go down the list with our principal, Dr. Dostal, and our athletic director, Mr. Kirkman, and, they do a great job, as do all the teachers and staff at Westside. And then, we have a great coaching staff that believes in what we're doing. Everybody's pulling on the same side of the rope. And then we bring in some people to help us with our culture and work together to make it the best around. Dr. Widman, we bring in a couple times a year. DJ Resac is an expert with culture, and we work together on that. So, it's a community. It's something special, and there's a lot of people involved, and it takes a lot to get this thing to where we need it to be, and we're fortunate and blessed to have great people to help us.
Have you bought any Notre Dame gear yet?
Heck yeah!
All right,
absolutely.
Well, let's talk to one of the newest members of the Fighting Irish, Anthony Resac, the quarterback at Omaha Westside. Look, hey, man, you knew you were coming on the radio tonight. You couldn't save it for a scoop for us tonight?
That's my fault.
We'll let you off the hook. It's all right. Hey, 20 of 25, 244 yards. You had the one touchdown. You did have the 2 picks, but obviously didn't end up mattering in the end. Ultimately, how do you grade your overall performance in the championship game?
I think it was a pretty solid performance. Not necessarily my best game, but with the talented players, teammates, coaches around me, if I'm maybe off a little bit or don't have my best game, they're always there to pick me back up. And
who's that guy for you? Who's the one guy on the sideline that when it's not there? It's
Trev Lovell.
Oh, okay.
QB Coach Love. I'm with them. I've been with them my whole career, high school wise. He was my freshman coach, JV coach for the few games I was on JV, and then all throughout high school, all throughout the varsity career. So, I'm with them throughout practice, and obviously there's a ton more like players that come up to me, coaches like Coach Amanji, but Coach Love, that's probably.
Would you have said that if he wasn't standing there?
Yeah.
How do you bounce back from 2 picks? It's a state championship game. What's going through your mind? What do you do? What's that process like for you?
You just got to kind of clear your head, like trust your training. Preparation breeds confidence. So, I got to trust in the preparation that I take throughout the week, throughout the off season, everything like that, and trust in my coaches, all my teammates around me, and just go out there and forget about it. Just don't, if you're playing with the fear of that in your head, like that's going to cause you to make even more mistakes. So just got to keep going, keep playing.
No doubt, man. I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there. Maybe more than 2 in a game. So,
you made sure to wear the hoodie today.
Yes, sir.
You decided to pick Notre Dame today. Why the Irish?
Obviously the academics and athletics there are top notch.
Absolutely.
It's a great school. I loved it when I visited for the few game days that I went up to with Teddy, CJ, Bo. The environment during the game days was just, it was awesome, and I could definitely, view myself playing there.
All right, I have to bring this up because I tweeted it out during the game. I'm watching you do your thing, and I'm going, how isn't everybody in the country offering this game? How frustrating was the recruiting process for you up until this point?
It was definitely frustrating at times, but you just got to trust in God. Like everything happens for a reason. It's a statement that, I think about a lot when something like that, comes to my mind or someone brings it up. So, just keep going and everything will work itself out.
Congratulations, man. Well deserved. Good luck up at South Bend.
Thank you.
Speaking of South Bend, we will talk to another Notre Dame Fighting Irish member. Teddy Rizek joins us as well. Teddy, you had a game in the state championship as well. You had 13 tackles, 10 solo. Obviously, getting up early on Elkhorn South, had them throwing the ball up a ton with you and Caleb back there was almost a little bit unfair at some times. Why was your defense so locked in and effective last Tuesday?
I think our defense is so effective just because everybody is just focused on doing their job. They're 111th. I think nobody tries to do too much or too little. No one tries to be the hero ball. I mean, just kind of we do your job. And then the reason why I was able to make all those plays was the D-line, outside linebackers just, doing their 111th, taking up blocks, making plays for me to come and clean stuff up.
I think you hit on a couple interesting things there. You said 111th. That's got to be a term thrown around by the coaches. I love that. I love that. And you talked about your unit. I know you guys have won 2 straight state titles. How big of a role has the defense played in that, in your mind?
I mean, everyone's heard the saying, like, defense wins championships. So I think when we have
you remind your brother that often, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So when we have 11 dudes on the field who are, like, all relentless, all sprinting to the ball, it really helps a lot. But, I mean, if the offense puts up 50 points a game, it's also doing us a favor.
A lot of ways to win the game.
Yeah, we don't got much to worry about.
No doubt. No doubt.
You guys are obviously brothers. You're twins. You've been tied at the hip since birth. You guys are both going to South Bend together. How big of a deal is that to you?
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, it's a really cool opportunity.
For sure.
I think a lot of people, like you said, view us as kind of like tied at the hip, which, I mean, it's going to come naturally as twins. I don't think either of us are big fans of that title. But, I mean, him coming to Notre Dame was kind of a decision he made on his own, like something that he wanted to pursue because of the opportunity. So, I mean, I'm excited, ready to.
Was there any peer recruiting? Were you trying to pressure him at all?
No, not really. I mean,
were you trying to tell him to go otherwhere?
It's his process, so
no,
let him do his thing.
Well, congratulations on all the success, man. Good luck in South Bend. Thank you for being here tonight. We'll go over to Bo. Bo Ryan joins us tonight at Caddyshack as well. You were able to punch in that first score of the game. What was the energy like in the state championship game after you scored the first touchdown?
It was awesome. Throughout the season, I wasn't a big offensive guy, so just getting to play my role, do my part on the offense, it was awesome. And they eventually rewarded me with a touchdown in the state championship. So yeah. And as for the sideline, I mean, it was rocking the whole game. Same with the stands. So it was awesome to be a part of.
What was the energy like on the sideline when that call comes in? You're getting it in a situation where there's a possibility to put it in.
they call it, and I was waiting for the cue because I'm usually a blocking guy.
You're like, you sure?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the cue, and I'm like, wait, they're giving me the ball. I was like, all right.
What took you so long?
Don't
Coach?
question it, man. Don't question it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to happen. Let's go.
Let it happen.
You made a big jump from your junior year to your senior year, right?
Yeah.
What went into that jump for you? What was kind of the difference maker?
The difference I'd say is just throughout the off season, just having guys like this around me, just like pushing me to go further, and also just like the leadership that we have throughout the whole team. It just like pushes you to become better and just like do greater things, I guess.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron.
Sir.
Yeah.
Not to continue to push my Twitter mentions and stuff, but I tweeted out stuff about Anthony, and I was like, why, who's not paying attention to this team? I mean, they're going to win a back-to-back state championship. The offers aren't there. I get like 11 comments deep, and they're all like, yeah, but what about Bo Ryan? What about Bo Ryan? Let me ask you about your recruiting process. How frustrating has it been for you, and what's next for you after Westside?
I am planning to play college football, but like same with Anthony, just kind of trust the process and just see where it takes me. But also, just looking where I can play and just following.
Are you planning any more visits or talking to any schools beforehand?
Yeah, I am talking to a few schools, South Dakota, North Dakota, those type of schools. But no visits planned up so far.
Well, congratulations on the high school success. We know you'll kill it at the next level. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Christian Jones. And speaking of touchdowns, it's also easy to win a game when you're getting pick sixes taken to the house. You had the second touchdown of the game. What was that moment like for you?
I mean, it was good. We were working it the whole week. And the funny story is their quarterback, Man Riggs, is my best friend. So I told him the whole week I was going to pick him off. The first thing I thought when I picked it off was, oh, I just picked him off. Let's go. He's never going to hear the end of it.
Right.
But other than that, though, it set the tone for the game pretty well.
He's super excited about that, by the way, the fact that he's never going to live that down.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it set the tone for the game. And overall, it just was good hype for the beginning and momentum of the game.
So you're a heavily recruited player.
Yes, sir.
What goes into that recruitment process for you? I was in similar shoes in a sense. I know it can be overwhelming at times. What's important to you? What's going to be that deal breaker?
I mean, just where my heart feels was right and where the coaches are going to be there for a while, as long as I'm there, and where they're going to get me to go to the next level. And, from a mom, good education.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that degree, but just push me to the next level and make me a better man. And see where my heart says is right.
We obviously know that you're committed to the All-American Bowl. You're going to play the Adidas All-American Bowl, right?
Yeah.
What are your plans for? You obviously get a chance to come back and win a third one.
Yes,
what are
sir.
your plans for this summer and your expectations for next season?
I mean, our biggest enemy right now is just complacency, and we're not owed anything. So just continue to keep working and get bigger, faster, stronger. And then, I mean, like recruiting-wise, just let it come to me. I'm not running at it. I'm letting it come to me and just see where that goes.
Yeah, man. Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's a process, all in due time.
Do you have any visits lined up yet? You don't have to say who. I just did.
I mean, as of right now, no. But I'm sure more in January.
Sure.
When all the junior days and stuff start.
Go to as many as you can.
Yeah.
Take those free frequent flyer miles, buddy.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all the
Thank you.
success. Good luck next year, Coach. We'll go back to you to wrap this thing up. I have a couple questions. So I got the opportunity to coach the junior Bulldogs at Burke. You came down and talked to the group when they were there, and this was 463 years ago. But you were preaching effort and toughness then.
Yeah.
What does the ET motto mean to you, and how important was it for you to bring that to Westside?
Oh, it's everything to me. I heard a long time from a coach that you want your program to represent what you feel is important and what's going to help these kids be successful. And I don't think there's two words that epitomize what it takes to be a successful man than having great effort and then being mentally and physically tough. And I wanted to use that not only on the football field with the guys, but off the field as well, because they're sure as heck going to use it once they become a husband, father, and a career man later. So I just feel it's that important. It dots all the I's and crosses all the T's on how to be successful and how to be a good man.
You've got a lot of talent behind the gentlemen that are standing behind you right now. A lot of guys coming back next year, specifically Christian Jones. How do you start to fill those holes, and when do you flip the calendar to 24-25?
Yeah. So this senior group is so special. They're going to be very hard to replace, and we're not looking to replace them. We're just trying to learn what we got from them. And, I told the group after the state championship game that you guys are lucky enough to play with a bunch of guys that that know how to play football the right way, and to know how to act on and off the field. So hopefully that continues with them as we pursue the next couple years. But now's the time for some reflection and to take a few deep breaths. But the page will turn, and it will turn in January. And when that comes, we're going to be ready to rock and roll. And this training can stop anywhere soon. So we're excited what the future holds. And come January, we're going to be ready to go back to work.
You don't come off to me a guy that gets in that gear too often of slowing down and taking a couple of breaths. Is that difficult for you?
Yeah, a little bit. Just right now is the time, trying to get these kids into school and taking care of the inventory of the equipment and having a great banquet is the focus now. And then enjoy Christmas. And then we'll get involved in the community over the holidays. We'll do a couple big community events as a team. And then come, right about January 7th or 8th, we'll turn the cap backwards and go to work.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll start bugging you in the summertime to get you back in the studio to look forward to next year.
Okay, thank you.
That's Paul Amadju, the head coach at Omaha Westside. He brought Anthony and Teddy Rizak with him tonight, Bo Ryan and Christian Jones as well. If you missed the Warriors segment tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620 is brought to you by Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest, working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way up through the pros. GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group lessons. They also offer elite-level sports performance training to athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at GoingVerticalOmaha.com tonight. We'll be right back, finding out what's trending on social media, talking about Alex Smith, more football. We come back here on 1620 The Zone.
My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Pepper Jack's Grill. There's 8 great locations in the Omaha area. You can stop by tonight, grab yourself a rice bowl, a Philly cheesesteak. They do it all at Pepper Jack's. If you're hungry, stop by tonight and grab dinner.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at BUBruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite, it's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at 10700 Sap Brothers Drive in Omaha or at GoingVerticalOmaha.com. That's GoingVerticalOmaha.com.
Come for the pay, stay for the culture. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and if you want top pay and a great work environment, come see what we have to offer, including a $10,000 stay-on bonus for drivers. You heard that right. At Papillion Sanitation, you'll get industry-leading benefits, excellent wages, and recession-proof year-round employment. You'll also be part of a real team where you'll learn and grow in a safe environment. And if you don't have a CDL, we'll help you get one. Apply today at papillion-sanitation.com.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest event of the year. Head over to forsmansfinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Winter Wonderland is coming to Henry Dorley Zoo November 7th through December 24th, sponsored by Chesterman Coca-Cola. Stop by Henry Dorley Zoo and celebrate Omaha's new widely bright holiday tradition. Enjoy 7 themed parks around the zoo. There are several events for kids, and don't think America's #1 zoo forgot about the parents. From a Santa meet and greet to lights throughout the park. Don't forget to stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up a 12-pack for just $5.49 or a Dasani Water 24-pack for $4.99.
Get ready, Nebraska! The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is set to make history when they kick off Season 1 against the Atlanta Vibe on January 24th at the CHI Health Center. Get ready for world-class volleyball with the Supernovas, boasting a lineup of former national champions and Olympians who can't wait to add to Nebraska's vibrant volleyball culture. Be a part of the volleyball movement that's sweeping the nation and get your tickets today before they're gone. Visit supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:45 on a Tuesday night here on 1620 The Zone. Adrian Martinez, Jimmy Allen, Dan Camden live from Caddyshack on 117th and Bondo. Feel free to come out and check out the second half of the show. We got a couple state champions in studio. Peter Krenzer is back in studio with us. Pete, how you doing, man, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing out there?
It's good. It's starting to get a little full, so if you're going to come out, make sure you come out and get here probably sooner rather than later. Tables are filling up out here at Caddyshack. It is time for the social media soundbite. What do you got for us tonight, bud?
We have got the Alex Smith clip that's been making the rounds, so let's go ahead and listen to that.
All right, Pete, you can go cut it right there. Okay, so obviously Alex Smith, this is the funniest part about all this. He's talking about how easy Tom Brady had it in the AFC East, but he's saying it with Randy Moss and Teddy Bruschi sitting to his left and his right. Next to Teddy Bruschi is Rex Ryan.
Yeah, AFC East people.
Who obviously coached against Tom Brady in those times. Listen, Rex had a little bit of success against those Patriots, but I can't say I disagree with him. I mean, when you go, like, obviously outside of that one season where Ricky Williams was in South Beach, it's not like the AFC East was doing anything outside of the Patriots. I mean, you had the E.J. Manuel years in Buffalo. The Jets have just always been the Jets, and you have a situation in Miami where, you know, you have a head coach that says his owner was telling him to tank. So, I mean, is it really that disrespectful when it's kind of facts that, yeah, Tom Brady's got 6 Super Bowl rings, but he might have had the easiest path to the playoffs out of anybody?
Maybe so. Maybe that's fair. Maybe it isn't. I'd really like to attack the broader point that I think Alex Smith was trying to make, in that the modern game is not any easier than, you know, Tom Brady's prime years or the early 2000s and the 90s. If anything, it's more difficult. You have better athletes running faster with more complex scheme out there on the field than ever before. So I think he was really just disappointed that Tom Brady would do that, and that
it was
kind
surprising.
of the stereotypical old guy. Back in my day, things were harder. You know, like it surprised me that Tom Brady would even say that.
And it's a little concerning that the guy that's literally had rules changed for him is the guy that's promoting this narrative. Like,
yeah, I think
the Tuck
some of the
rule
quarterback
was invented
rules
for Tom Brady.
Protecting the quarterback enabled him to play a longer career.
Yeah, hitting below the knee was enabled for Tom Brady. Like all these things were direct derivative of him doing or a play he was directly involved in. So it's not like MJ in the 90s with the Bulls who had to go through the Pistons and getting beat up, and then to today's NBA where they can't hand check. No. They made these rules specifically for you to keep you involved in the game, because we saw what those Patriots teams look. They didn't make the playoffs the year that Tom Brady wasn't available.
No. And I it's still hard for me to address the AFC East commentary, but what I will say is I know for a fact, from talking with guys who played during that era, that defenses were more simple, that they didn't do as complex of things, didn't disguise as much.
The game had developed.
And maybe that's because they were able to hit the way they were able to. I don't know. But one could easily make the argument that the game is harder for quarterbacks now than it was then. Because of those
impartial opinion.
Yeah, that is right. Because of those advances and the innovations in offense and on the defensive side of the ball. So I respect Alex Smith in that soundbite and for him standing up for the modern game.
Yeah, it was just like, it's one thing to have it was tougher for me approach when you can't relate, but for that quarterback specifically was the most mind-blowing thing.
Bizarre.
For me, I do have a question for you, though, specifically about rule changes and things like that. Obviously, you probably have a different outlook on this than a linebacker would, per se, but how do you feel about the hits below the knee, taking that away from the defenders, not allowing defenders to land on top of quarterbacks or essentially hit a quarterback as hard as they can? Do you, like, I think you consider yourself a football purist before you consider yourself a quarterback, just in a little bit of time I've known you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those rules specifically?
Well, two things. First, those calls and those rules, you don't see them in the college game.
Right.
That's a good point. I never experienced that. And if and when I play in the NFL, I probably never will. Certain guys get those calls, in my opinion, and certain guys are protected. And I think there's a bit of a veteran.
You have to earn it maybe a little bit?
Yeah, you got to earn it a little bit. I think that exists. I mean, refs are not robots.
Yeah,
you know, and
Patrick Mahomes is more likely to get that call than Kirk.
Yeah, naturally, sure. Right? Naturally. The second thing is, you're right. I'm more of a football purist, and some of these roughing the passer calls are ridiculous. And some of these guys, have you tracked the fine totals this year?
Yeah.
It's already over the mark in week 12 through week 12 than it was.
Did you see what Amon-Ra St. Brown got fined for last week?
I did. So I think the league's trying to make a point, but there's some serious pushback in terms of optics from the media, from players. I don't think anyone's really happy with where we are right now and how it's being officiated. So there's got to be some sort of middle ground. I really believe that.
And the biggest thing that we've seen, like, so far just this year and since all these rule changes have kind of come into being, is the fact that every time we see a defensive player even tackle a quarterback mildly hard, they immediately look to the ref and go,
"Yeah, they're playing scared."
I didn't.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. If I'm in that position, or if you're in that position, wouldn't you try and get the call?
If you're the quarterback,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you try and get the call.
I mean, to be fair, if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm
yeah.
My ribs.
Well, Josh Allen. What
he got
couple nights ago?
Nominated for the Academy.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of flopping, and he gets the call, and that's kind of how it goes. You see it in the NBA game. There's certain guys that get more calls than others. I mean, it is part of it. And I get you want to protect your superstars, but there's a line that we're kind of crossing that I think
we're kind of seeing what it looks like with superstars unavailable in the NFL right now too. But to the officiating real quick, I'll let you finish your thought, Dan.
Of course.
In the Ravens-Bears game 2 weeks ago, have you guys seen this clip? They're going to measure the chains, and the umpire just grabs the ball and moves it back a yard.
I have not.
We'll post it on social media at After Hours 1620. But they're literally getting ready to measure chains, and the umpire standing right there that spotted the ball, and the white hat just grabs the ball and moves it back a foot, and then just signals the ball the other way. There's something going on with officiating.
I'm surprised I didn't see that.
Yeah, we'll tweet it out here in a minute, but it's there's something's afoot.
Yeah, it's just gotten a little bit interesting with how much protection we think that football players actually need. I mean, granted, it's not the same as it used to be where, you hear old guys all the time, well, back in my day, we didn't have as thick of pads, and all these pads protect these players better. But the call disparity within the NFL right now, to me personally, is a bit ridiculous, because last season we saw Tua Tagovailoa get basically 2 concussions within 2 weeks. And granted, part of that is on the Dolphins, but part of it is also on the officiating crew, because neither of those plays where he got a concussion were deemed to be too hard of hits or illegal hits.
Well, I think that's part of why you see them crashing down on it so hard this year. I mean, it's a reactionary league, and probably next year we're going to see a different version of it. I mean, when I was in Detroit, we had, I think it was 3 or 2 different meetings with refs and different reffing crews where they explained officiating rules, changes they were going to make this year, and kind of that process. And even they said, we enforce the new rules and changes that they make harder. I mean, we're looking for it more.
It's put on Front Street. Yeah.
And so I think that in response to the Tua situation and maybe some other crazy injuries that happened that season, they tried to amend it. And now I feel for the defensive players. I do, because you can't hit them high, and now you can't hit them low. Where do you hit them? You can't slow down. This game is so fast. It is.
Well, and it's not like players are getting slower either.
No, guys are faster. So it's a tough job.
Did you guys see Tyreek Hill just go to that open track meet last weekend?
Yeah.
He just showed up and just burned everybody in 100 yards.
Guy's fast.
Yeah.
Guy's fast.
Spoiler alert. Hey, if you missed the social media soundbite tonight, check it out at SoundCloud.com/afterhours. 1620 is brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If your business needs help with social media marketing, online advertising, or website design, Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Their social media experts will ignite your social media presence, entice your ideal client, and engage your brand online today. More importantly, they're listed right here in Omaha. Dan DeSavvy and his crew are here in Omaha and can help your business online today. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information. We buy or sell topics around the football world, and we come back here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Dan Campanen here for Forsman's Finest Decks. Cool temperatures are here, and if your house suffers from naked house syndrome, dress it up. Let the Finest Deck Builders in Omaha come out, build you a deck, put a cover on it, and add that something that your house has been missing. Head over to forsmansfinest.com and book your dream deck to be built this winter. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in all of Omaha.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest event of the year. Head over to forsmansfinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less. Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
At Papillion Sanitation, mechanics matter. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and we need your skill to keep our trucks on the road. We're hiring mechanics now, offering top pay and industry-leading benefits. If that's not enough, how about an $8,000 stay-on bonus? These are terrific jobs with a company that values your talent. Good mechanics can work anywhere, so we make sure you want to stay. Join the fun and inclusive team at Papillion Sanitation and make what you're worth. Apply at papillion-sanitation.com.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the Academy at 10700 Sapp Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Let it fly. Your elevated sports bar experience. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Top of the second hour. Live from Caddyshack Bar and Grill. 117th at Wrong Show. 117th at Blondo. Stop out tonight. Grab dinner, grab drinks. We're brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, head over to papillion-sanitation.com. Become a driver. If you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. They have a $10,000 stick-around bonus as well. It's time for Buy or Sell with Peter Krenzer. Peter, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
What do you got for us?
It's that time of the night.
It is.
Buy or sell. Number one, fellas, you've been having a debate the last couple of weeks. Adrian, you've said a team from the AFC North will host the AFC Championship game. And Jimmy, you've said that no AFC North team will make the AFC Championship game. Buy or sell those opinions you guys have had after week 12?
Yeah, we're buying that. We're buying that. Wow, I love it. Receipts. Don't pull up receipts from any of my other overreactions, anything else, but this
We haven't decided the wager yet. We've got to figure out a wager on this. So there's got to be some sort of punishment for the loser. We don't need anything right now, but
okay. Well, how about a reward? I just want a good reward.
Okay, we can look at it that way too.
Adrian has to do the TikTok dances.
No.
Eugene, if you're listening out there, get at us. Give us the info. All right, we all know how much I love admitting when I'm wrong around here. Man, the Ravens are really good.
The Ravens are a good football team now.
That defense is as great as Lamar has been. And listen, Jalen's probably the front runner for the MVP right now. That guy that wears 8 and purple in Baltimore is pretty close.
You're right. And the defense is special. Yeah. Not just this season special, but historically special.
Yeah, which has been, really the best it's been since Marvin Lewis was there.
Yeah.
Before he got the job with the Bengals. We're talking about those Ray Lewis 01, arguably the greatest defense the NFL's ever seen. It's on par with that level of greatness. For a guy that there was so much made about can he make a third down throw and can he really be a passer in the NFL when he first came into the league, Lamar's a one-of-one type dude right now.
He is a one-of-one type dude.
And if you're talking about winning a game, a guy to win a game, one game between him and Jalen Hurts, I think it's going Lamar Jackson.
That's tough. I don't know if I agree with you to that extent, but I will say he's having an MVP type year. And what's even more impressive is And what I really love to see about it, he got that guaranteed contract.
For sure.
He got that contract.
This is how you're
extension
supposed to play with a guaranteed contract.
This is how you're supposed to play. This is how you're supposed to play, and I'm really happy that he's doing it, and doing it to this level.
And it's good for the quarterback market, too.
It is.
I mean,
it's good for a guy like me.
You can look at what happened in Cleveland and go, oh, that just screwed everybody. And then you can look at what happened in Baltimore and go, yeah, but that guy, he's all right. All right, Pete, what else you got? Oh, with that being said, hold on really quickly. It is helping my case a little bit out that Joe Burrow's not playing for the remainder of the season. Go ahead.
Whatever you say.
Go ahead, Peter.
He had to get that in there. All right, next topic. Jamie Chadwell in his first year at Liberty is 12-0 and will play New Mexico State in the Conference USA Championship game this Saturday. After having a great run at Coastal Carolina and now an undefeated season at Liberty, do you buy or sell Jamie Chadwell being on the short list of Power 5 coaching hires this season?
It blew my mind that he wasn't on the Power 5 coaching short list a year ago. I don't know what else he has to prove. His system works. It's worked at multiple places. Now it helps that he came into a situation where he's taking over for a guy in Hugh Freeze, similar types systems, hopefully different style personalities, and better life decisions made by Jamie Chadwell. But I'm a big Jamie Chadwell guy, and I know Coach Frost went down and worked with him, and I don't know if you ever had any interactions with that coaching staff or anything, but you guys incorporated a little bit what they were doing too.
Yeah.
I'm a big Jamie Chadwell guy.
Well, the big question, and probably what he's going to need to sell one of these Power 5 ADs and their staff, is that this offense and this style will work on a Power 5 level.
Right.
Will work on a Power 5 level. And he has history that it works. Now, maybe not to that extent, but he has history that it works in different places. And
Liberty's not Michigan State.
It's not Michigan State. It's not the Big Ten. It's not, I was about to say Pac-12, but it's not the SEC.
Nobody's the Pac-12.
With that being said, I mean, with the revolving door that is Power 5 football coaches right now, it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time before he does get that shot.
Well,
now,
the good news is if he gets a Power 5 job and doesn't work out, he's going to make a boatload of money anyway.
Yeah, it's not a bad gig.
Yeah, if you're a Power 5 coach, you can get fired year one and still get your $60 million payout.
Yeah.
So that's always fine. But to be honest, I think, especially with Jamie Chadwell, I'd like to see what he can do year 2 and year 3 at Liberty, because Liberty is one of those places where, for some reason,
they win.
Out of all of the colleges, they have one of the best recruiting machines in the entire FBS right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how they bring in such great talent to Liberty, and maybe it's just
they've made some really good coaching hires too.
Yeah, and maybe it's just a credit to Christian education or whatever Liberty University stands for, but heck, it's working out for him.
Sure.
It'd be nice just to see year 2, year 3 if he can kind of keep it up.
Yeah, because you also don't want to get that label as the guy that jumps around either. That doesn't, unless you coach in Madison.
It's hard to sell recruits.
Yeah. Pete, what else you got?
All right, so it's championship week, Saturday, Michigan and Iowa. The over-under is set at 35.5. Michigan favored by 23 over the Chickens across the river. Buy or sell Michigan, scoring 36 or more just by themselves.
Buy.
Yeah.
Easy.
This is listen. I take the Connor Stallion stuff out of it. Take everything out of it. Watch Michigan's offensive line, not just Saturday, all year. You know what they do? They take human bodies and they move them other places. You want to know how you win the Big Ten? Listen, we got a call the other day when I was filming on Gary's show and said, you know how you fix Nebraska? You go get 5-star players. No, you need to go get offensive linemen that have the ability to move forward and move bodies with them. And that's all. Listen, J.J. McCarthy's good. Blake Corum is good. You know what's great? Michigan's offensive defensive lines, and that's why they're playing for a national championship.
That is the way they are built.
Yeah.
They are built, and that's why Ohio State the last 3 seasons hasn't been able to beat them, is because of the trenches, is because of the identity that is Michigan football right now, which is a ground and pound team. And Iowa likes to claim themselves as being that as well.
They're not going to be on Saturday.
I don't know if they're going to be to that level.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if I can make one more point.
Go ahead.
Michigan, for some reason, like it, love it, hate it, they see themselves as a down-and-out team right now. They've rallied around the fact that their head coach wasn't able to coach for 3 games. They've rallied around the fact that they've had to fire people. And now, with all of the smack that Cade McNamara is talking,
yeah,
it just blows my mind that you would try to give this team any more motivation than they already have. And also, calling them that team.
Yeah, that's
that,
so lame.
If you haven't seen the Cade McNamara interview, go watch it.
3 guys can get away with that. And they've all coached at Ohio State, and that's it. What else you got?
Heavy agree.
All right, this will be the capper on buy or sell. Broncos, 5 in a row.
The Boise State Broncos?
The ones in Denver.
Oh, okay.
They're 2 games back of the Chiefs and in a 4-way tie right now for a wild card spot in the chaotic AFC. Do you buy or sell Russ cooking his way to a playoff berth in Denver?
Ooh. Well, if you recall,
I do recall.
A couple weeks ago, I said Russell Wilson is back.
And I said you were wrong.
Now, maybe that part isn't true, but the Broncos
that defense
are definitely playing really good ball. And I think he just made a good point. The chaotic AFC, that picture is looking real messy. And the Broncos are playing as well as any team left outside of the division winners.
You know what the crazy part about this may be? It might not be who's the most talented. It might not be who's got the best quarterback. It might be who's healthy in the AFC. But the way the AFC is shaking out right now, if you've got your starters available to play, that might be the difference in February between you punching your ticket to the playoffs and you staying home.
Well, who's at the bottom there? The Steelers,
the Colts,
who
are playing really well right now,
the Browns,
who don't have a quarterback. The Bengals are in the mix for how long?
Jonathan Taylor officially out 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's RIP my fantasy team.
Yeah, mine too. But I got to take about that in the next segment. But I 2 to 3 weeks. But that means he's going to be. And listen, you've seen what it looks like when he's healthy. If he's available in that last 6-week stretch, there's a playoff push there for Indianapolis. In my opinion.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just don't think that Denver can do it.
I don't even like it.
I don't trust Russ enough with what we saw out of him last year that there's not going to be a flame out at some point.
But what about this year?
I guess
5 in a row.
It is fair, Adrian. It is very fair. The what have you done for me lately is riding very high with Russ right now. But I just don't see it working out for him.
Has Russell Wilson been less annoying this season? I think he might be less annoying this season.
I think when Sean Payton got in there and said, hey, guess what? You don't get an office anymore.
Yeah, if you do high knees on my plane at 3 a.m. again, we're going to give you a parachute and give you a one-way exit.
Underrated shout out to Davis Webb.
Oh, nice.
Quarterback coach of the Denver Broncos.
Former Minnesota Viking?
Yeah, former Bill, former Giant. He got offered the Giants quarterback coaching job last year, decided not to retire, but play another season. He is that smart. Josh Allen's best year, Davis Webb was there. Daniel Jones' best year, Davis Webb was there.
So you're saying it's not Brian Daboll, it's Davis Webb.
I'm saying Davis Webb has a hand in it. Just a little under the radar thing for the listeners.
So Davis Webb tricking teams into giving quarterbacks too big of contracts that they don't deserve.
Yes.
Some of the stuff
appropriately.
Some of the stuff you learned from Mike Leach. All right, that was by yourself. You missed it tonight. Check it out at SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by where we're sitting right now, Caddyshack Bar and Grill. You can stop out right now at 117th and Blondo, one of their 2 great locations. Get $17 domestic buckets for the remainder of the night. We'll be here for the next 45 minutes. Come hang out with us, Caddyshack Bar and Grill, the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone. Adrian Martinez, one of your friends is moving. We're going to tell everybody who when we come back on 1620 Zone. Hey, Omaha, your pro volleyball team is set to start their inaugural season this January. Come watch the premier volleyball players in the world this season as the Omaha Supernovas set up their championship run at the Chai this year. Head over to supernovas.com to purchase your season or individual tickets today.
Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly clear and chilly tonight. Low temperatures dipping back to around 24 for a low. Partly to mostly sunny, much milder on Wednesday. I expect the high to top out in the lower 50s with a little southwest breeze. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest event of the year. Head over to forsmansfinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
Come for the pay, stay for the culture. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and if you want top pay and a great work environment, come see what we have to offer, including a $10,000 stay-on bonus for drivers. You heard that right. At Papillion Sanitation, you'll get industry-leading benefits, excellent wages, and recession-proof year-round employment. You'll also be part of a real team where you'll learn and grow in a safe environment. And if you don't have a CDL, we'll help you get one. Apply today at papillion-sanitation.com.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at bubruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Going Vertical Basketball Academy is the premier sports performance training facility in the Midwest. Working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way to college and the pros, GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group sessions. They also offer elite-level sports performance training for athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at 10700 Sapp Brothers Drive in Omaha or at goingverticalomaha.com. That's goingverticalomaha.com.
Winter Wonderland is coming to Henry Dorley Zoo November 7th through December 24th, sponsored by Chesterman Coca-Cola. Stop by Henry Dorley Zoo and celebrate Omaha's new widely bright holiday tradition. Enjoy 7 themed parks around the zoo. There are several events for kids, and don't think America's #1 zoo forgot about the parents. From a Santa meet and greet to lights throughout the park. Don't forget to stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up a 12-pack for just $5.49 or a Dasani Water 24-pack for $4.99.
Get ready, Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is set to make history when they kick off Season 1 against the Atlanta Vibe on January 24th at the CHI Health Center. Get ready for world-class volleyball with the Supernovas, boasting a lineup of former national champions and Olympians who can't wait to add to Nebraska's vibrant volleyball culture. Be a part of the volleyball movement that's sweeping the nation and get your tickets today before they're gone. Visit supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
It started in Lincoln. Now it's in Omaha. It's Muchachos. At the heart of Muchachos is family. Muchachos uses new Mexican flavors with smoked barbecue passed down from generations. This flavor sensation is called New Mexican Barbecue Fusion. Come get your eat on and nosh on slow smoked pork brisket, chicken, queso, and mac. Try the fan favorite Hatch Mac Burrito with a craft beer or margarita. Muchachos is south of the Old Market at 1285 South 13th Street, or check them out at yomuchacho.com.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:25 on a Tuesday Night Live here from Caddyshack Bar and Grill. Jimmy Allen, Adrian Martinez, Dan Campanen, Peter Krenzer back in the studio. We're live from Caddyshack on 117th Blondo. Come out for the last half hour of the show. Hang out with us. We're brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. If you're looking for a new career, head over to papillion-sanitation.com. Sign up to become a driver. If you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. There's a $10,000 stick-around bonus at Papillion Sanitation. Since the portal officially opened, 67 quarterbacks have now jumped into it.
Oh,
that's right. In the last commercial break, 4 more people have entered the transfer portal.
I thought you were talking about total players for some reason.
Oh,
that makes a lot more
just
sense.
Quarterbacks.
Just quarterbacks. Okay.
To me, the most interesting guy when we're talking about Nebraska probably isn't somebody that you've heard of. Maybe not that big of a surprise. Matthew Sulka, the quarterback at Holy Cross, has been the Walter Payton Offensive Player of the Year at the FCS level. 5,896 yards, 59 touchdowns, just 15 interceptions. He's also rushed for 3,579 yards and 38 more touchdowns on the ground. Comes off as a guy that this Nebraska offense wants to have as their quarterback. That style of guy that can get it down and through the air and run the ball for you and do it at a high rate without turning the ball over. That kind of feels like that right there. And listen, transferring to the FCS, to the FBS, a lot bigger of a task than most people think. But if you can even get close to that level of production from your starting quarterback in Lincoln, I think that puts a Band-Aid on a lot of your problems.
That's an interesting name. And the production that you just listed.
He's a grad transfer, 4-year player.
Is impressive. He has experience. And, yes, jumping from the FCS to big-time Division I football.
Big Ten
and
football,
you've seen Nebraska's schedule next year. I mean, that would be no easy task.
Right.
But I trust the evaluation process. And it doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't be able to perform at this level. Maybe this is the opportunity he needs. It'll be interesting.
It's very rare that a guy that gets it does happen. We saw it happen here with Samari Toure, a guy that can do it at the FCS level, can do it at the FBS level. Obviously, apples to oranges, wide receivers, quarterbacks. But it feels like even if, and I don't think he is, but even if Chubba Purdy is the guy next year, that you have to find 1 to 2 guys, whether it be through the transfer portal, the JUCO ranks, on top of Danny Kaelin, to set that quarterback room up for the future, and more importantly, breed competition inside of it too.
That's the important part, is competition. And I'll tell you this, I know I had started 4 years at Nebraska. Every one of those years,
what a humble brag.
It's well, I'm getting there. So every one of those years in the spring, it was a competition.
Yeah.
And when I went to K-State, it was a competition. And when that bar is higher, when the guys in the room are better, and I mean this in no way, no disrespect, but I felt that in my mind, at least in my opinion, the bar was the highest at Kansas State when I was competing with Will Howard, with Jake Rubla, who's also in the transfer portal.
One of 68.
Yes. When that bar is higher, when the competition is better, when you got more guys in the room that are at that level that could be on the field, who have experience on the field, it produces the best product for whoever that starter is.
Well, you run faster when somebody's chasing.
Yeah, and we spoke on it. I said something about it earlier. Iron sharpens iron, and I feel like that's right where this program is right now, where you want the top competitors, the top dogs to come out on top for your team and be the guys playing on Saturday. So something like this, I think you're 100% right. You need to bring in a couple guys to get the best out of everyone in the room, whoever it's going to be next year.
Speaking of Will Howard, he's also in the transfer portal. He's a career 59% completion guy, threw for over 1,000 yards in every season he was there, except for one. He was competing with some guy. But he threw for 48 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. Not exactly a dual threat guy, but he can do enough with his legs. He had 56 carries on average each season he was at K-State. His rumored list is Auburn, Kentucky, Louisville, Missouri, and Washington. Now, obviously, I'm not going to ask you to speak too much on it. Will's a friend of yours. I don't want you to play his cards for him. But when you hear a guy like Cam Ward, who we're going to talk about in a minute, had over 9 schools offer him $1 million. I think Cam Ward's worth that. I'm not saying Will's not. But that tells you right there that if it's not as simple as, hey, you can come in and start day one. There's got to be a little bit of cash to go along with it too.
There will be. It's a guarantee. There will be a financial commitment made to these top-tier guys. Cam Ward being one of them. Will Howard is definitely in that tier as well. Has had a lot of success at K-State and is kind of your prototypical size and demeanor in the quarterback position. those guys are going to be wanted. And with that need and that demand comes a higher price, a higher asking price. And so it'll be interesting to see how it develops. I don't know what's real and what isn't. I really don't. When you hear the 9 offers of $1 million, I don't know what's real and what's not. But I bet you wherever he does pick will be at least $1 million.
And I'm not saying this because you're here. I've had an affinity for Chris Kleiman before you ever showed up. But when you get a guy like Will Howard, you know he's coming from a good coaching pedigree too, and that goes a long, long way. Speaking of Cam Ward, for a kid that started his career at Incarnate Word, transferred into Washington State. Now he's going to be a grad transfer, so he can transfer in and play right away now. And it's just hard to believe that someone that started at Incarnate Word is a guy that could be a piece to fixing a national championship picture next year. That's just incredible to me.
It's a new college football.
He completes 65% of his passes. He's thrown for 13,871 yards, 6,900 of those in Pullman. So that just wasn't at Incarnate Word. He's not doing it against the FBS schools. He's doing it in the Pac-12 too. But 119 career touchdowns, just 30 interceptions. He's from Texas, obviously Texas Tech. Got to be looking for a quarterback this year. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens in College Station with that coaching hire at Texas A&M too. Georgia, they don't win a national championship. What does their quarterback picture look like?
No
I don't know.
chance.
So that's the one.
I don't know about that. I think there might be a pull for a quarterback to get to Athens.
Well, their quarterback's playing pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the one that did kind of surprise me when you had it in the show lineup today, was that you threw Georgia's name out there because they've been recruiting pretty well and bringing in some guys who have been rather successful.
When you win
There's
back,
a guy that we didn't get this year who he's going to Georgia.
But he's an unproven commodity. When you win back-to-back national championships and you're going to go in, and I think they beat Alabama, and you're going to go into a third one as the number 1 seed, and you don't win it, weird things can happen. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true. But I don't.
They go out and win the national championship.
I don't really think that's the.
If they lose, don't be surprised they'll test the market.
Right now, it doesn't seem like that is the Georgia way per se.
Agreed.
There are guys that they develop. There are guys
they're
who come
winning,
up
though.
through the ranks, and they're winning. But even if they don't win the national championship, they're still winning right now.
Yeah.
And their quarterbacks played pretty darn good. And I would really be hesitant to see them go and get a guy of that caliber for what? And I don't even know if a guy of that caliber, if they would promise him, hey, you're going to come and be the starter. That's what you kind of need, that kind of guarantee if you're going to make that jump. If you're Cam Ward, I don't know why they would give him that, and I don't know. That situation just wouldn't make sense no matter what happens. If they lose the SEC championship and they lose in the playoffs, I just could not foresee that happening.
Another guy that's an interesting name is Tyler Van Dyke. Not really, never really seemed to be a fit in Miami. They wanted him to be the guy. They didn't want him to be the guy. Injuries piled up. Had a ton of turnovers this year. Still threw for 2,700 yards, 19 touchdowns, had the 12 picks. He held onto the ball a little bit too long in the season. That was the difference in some of those losses for Miami. Excuse me. He's a cold weather guy though. He's from Connecticut. Feels like a guy that Matt Rule could be attracted to. I mean, he's a guy that isn't afraid to make the throws, but those turnovers may kind of turn off some of the Nebraska fan base a little bit too.
Well, he is a talented passer.
For sure.
He has an absolute cannon.
He's got the numbers too. If you take away the interceptions, and that's a big part of it.
Take away the interceptions. I mean,
he's perfect.
He has a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I don't know if it's Nebraska. I don't know what that market looks like for him. All I know is going into this year, he was seen as a first-round guy. And at this point, there's a reason why he wants to transfer to get another opportunity to prove why he should be back in that discussion. So I don't know if I'm looking at it from a portal perspective as a player. Now, I'm not getting recruited right now, so I don't know. I don't know if Nebraska is in that top tier of destinations at this moment in time as a quarterback.
I don't think they are either.
As a quarterback.
You haven't seen this coaching staff be able to take a transfer guy and make them successful. They've done it once. It didn't go well. Jeff Sims, for all accounts, was kind of a failed project. And that sucks to say. That's just a fact of the matter. He turned the ball over at a ratio that we haven't seen since 2000. That's no knock on Jeff Sims. It's just the truth of what happened. Now, that is, in grand scheme of things, that is just one guy. That's one transfer. But you brought up a guy that could have gone to the NFL that is coming back for a reason, and a guy that hasn't made a decision yet that I think is maybe the most intriguing player in college football right now that hasn't declared for the draft, because Braylon Allen's gone. Braylon Allen declared earlier that he's leaving Wisconsin, heading to the NFL. What does Spencer Rattler do? And obviously he's a guy that already transferred from Oklahoma down to South Carolina, but he's a graduate. He can transfer one more time and have immediate playing time. Now, obviously a very polarizing player. He's the type of guy that could get NIL money just based on name recognition alone. He played for Lincoln Riley. Has some ties to the current offensive coordinator in Lincoln too. So I feel like there's a lot of schools that would take a call from a Spencer Rattler.
I think you're right. He's an experienced guy and a guy who's won some big-time games.
Yeah.
He's been through lots of ups and downs. I think he could handle the spotlight. There's no doubt. He's known for being a bit of an interesting character.
You can call him a drama queen.
Yeah, so, I mean, who knows? Who knows what that situation looks like, what he decides to do. I do know he's seen as an NFL prospect.
Yeah.
And if that opportunity is there, I would imagine with all that he's been through, he will take that opportunity.
And if you want to hate college football even more, and Spencer Rattler comes back to college football, him and Justin Fields graduated high school at the same time. We're gonna overreact to the NFL this week. We come back here at 1620 Zone. If you missed that segment, check it out at SoundCloud.com/AfterHours 1620 was brought to you by Forsman's Finest Decks. Colder temperatures are here, and if your house suffers from naked house syndrome, dress it up a little bit. Let the finest deck builders in Omaha come build you a deck. Put a cover on it. Add that something your house has been missing. Head over to Forsman'sFinest.com to have your dream deck built this winter. We'll be right back overreacting to the NFL here on 1620 Zone.
Hey there, folks. Dan here. You know, you might be just like me. You might find yourself running errands on Saturday and that pesky stomach starts to rumble. On days like that, I know that I'm not far away from one of Pepper Jack's 10 locations, and I like to fill up with a classic steak Philly with all the veggies from Pepper Jack's. Whether you have the appetite of a Hawkeye or a Husker, Pepper Jack's is the place for you. Get it the Gunner way, as a rice bowl or a burrito. Just make sure you're getting it from Pepper Jack's.
'Tis the season to give and savor the flavors of the holidays with Pepper Jack's Grill, your local Omaha favorite. Looking for the perfect stocking stuffers and gifts? Look no further. Purchase a $25 Pepper Jack's Grill gift card and they'll sweeten the deal with a $5 coupon just for you. Visit them today and spread the joy of deliciousness. Pepper Jack's Grill, proudly serving Omaha and bringing joy to your taste buds this holiday season.
Are you looking to be part of a winning tradition? The Bellevue University Bruins could be the right fit for you. Whether on the court or on the field, track or course, our student athletes strive and succeed. This year, Bellevue teams and individuals have combined to win 11 conference championships, with 8 teams qualifying for their national tournaments. Plus, nearly 50 student athletes were also named to all conference teams. Find out more about our tradition of excellence at BUBruins.com.
At Papillion Sanitation, mechanics matter. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and we need your skill to keep our trucks on the road. We're hiring mechanics now, offering top pay and industry-leading benefits. If that's not enough, how about an $8,000 stay-on bonus? These are terrific jobs with a company that values your talent. Good mechanics can work anywhere, so we make sure you want to stay. Join the fun and inclusive team at Papillion Sanitation and make what you're worth. Apply at papillion-sanitation.com.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest event of the year. Head over to Forsman'sFinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Get ready, Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is set to make history when they kick off Season 1 against the Atlanta Vibe on January 24th at the CHI Health Center. Get ready for world-class volleyball with the Supernovas, boasting a lineup of former national champions and Olympians who can't wait to add to Nebraska's vibrant volleyball culture. Be a part of the volleyball movement that's sweeping the nation and get your tickets today before they're gone. Visit supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Papillion Sanitation. Head over to papillion-sanitation.com. If you're looking to become a driver, but you don't have a CDL, they will help you get one. There's also a $10,000 stick-around bonus. Check out papillion-sanitation.com tonight as well. Before we get to NFL reaction, do you mind me talking about what just happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so because this is a little bit of a peek behind the scenes. So obviously we had the West Side Warriors in the night, and Anthony Rizak was here, and Coach Martinez grabbed the headset and went to work a little bit. How much do you enjoy that process of just kind of helping younger quarterbacks? Because you said you didn't want to be a coach. You said that was not really something to do, but you literally were smiling that entire time.
Yeah,
you were breaking that stuff down for him.
Well, there are people that still do, and people that have in the past. They did it for me.
Sure.
You know, and it's something that I think is important to pass down. And when you feel like you have knowledge or have been granted certain knowledge from different guys and the experiences that I've gathered, I just really want to share it and try and give any wisdom, any help that I can to give what seemed like a really good kid any advantage that he could use going into Notre Dame, you know, and for anyone else that wants that, you know, I mean, you could see the passion, and I've seen it on the field. He's a really talented kid, and just wanted to help other quarterbacks with it. I mean, I've been through it. I've been through the ups and the downs, and just want those guys to avoid all the downs they can, you know?
Yeah, and to be fair, Jimmy, you saw the second time. The first time when they were chatting back and forth, I was going to say something to Anthony. It was the whole 4.5-minute break.
Yeah.
Adrian was just giving him all of the game about the differences between high school and college and
That's on me. That's on
how
me.
plays are called. Hey, no, I don't blame you, because if I was in your shoes, I'd be doing the exact same thing.
I get called a West Side homer despite the fact I never even went to West Side. So I try not to talk too highly because I get whatever social media. You could take a night off, but those kids, the kids that were here tonight, obviously Bo's cousins with Anthony and Teddy, just a great family and just get it. Not only do they have high football IQs, they have high IQs in general, and Christian Jones just fits in naturally with those guys as well. But so we'll not overreact to Coach Martinez. We'll overreact to the to the NFL this week. Who wants to start?
Dan,
go ahead.
So for the umpteenth week in a row, Mr. Spanos, have you checked on your wife and kids lately? Because I think Brandon Staley has them locked in a dark basement somewhere because you haven't fired him yet. Still, for some reason, you lose to the Ravens 20-10. You could have made that a game, and you just chose not to. And it's all because of Brandon Staley. Will he get fired? No.
He's turned Justin Herbert into a check-down machine. That is not where Justin Herbert needs to live, and it has been bad. Now, with all that being said, and I know I've agreed with you week after week after week after week, I don't think there's any benefit to firing a coach midseason.
Oh, no.
I agree. Yep.
Especially if you're going to not be able to contend for a playoff. Now, the folks in Las Vegas might be disagreeing with that right now because obviously they've got things rolling a little bit since their coaching changes happened. But I just don't fire him after the season. It's not going to do anybody any good to make this change right now. You're going to miss the playoffs. It's not like you're catching Patrick Mahomes. Just work to next year. I know it's hard to say when you're in the thick of it each week. A coaching change isn't going to save the Chargers this season.
That's never usually the answer.
Yeah.
And do you know what the record comparison is between Anthony Lynn and Brandon Staley? Have you guys looked into that?
Not.
You know, the previous Chargers coach?
Mhm.
Let me just say Anthony Lynn is better.
Yeah.
A better record
Yeah,
over a longer period of time, and
Anthony
was
Lynn
let
doesn't
go.
fake punts on 4th and 16 to their up man either.
No words.
Yeah.
No words for that.
Overreaction number 1.
All right. Favorite segment. All right. Jalen Hurts has entered the category of the most clutch quarterback in the NFL.
Take it easy.
In the NFL.
Oh,
right,
currently?
yes, right next to Patrick Mahomes.
Currently. Okay.
Right next to Patrick
I thought this
Mahomes.
was an all-time thing.
No. He's not there yet.
I was going to say, this might be the overreaction of the century, let alone of the week.
Hurts has 8 straight victories when trailing by double digits at any point in the game, and he has 14 consecutive wins against winning opponents. They find a way to win. We talk about finding a way to win.
Yeah.
Hurts and that team, they find a way to do it week in and week out, one way or another.
Yep. And I know we're not grading it off of what Big Cat from Barstool says, but
we are definitely not doing
his big computer machine puts them as the only juggernaut in the NFL right now.
I
And
love that, though. I love that every week.
It's hard to argue, though. I mean, with the success they've had. But here's the thing. And fairly or unfairly, and we're never going to – this is a stupid argument because you're not going to be able to prove, but this is how my brain works. What does it look like without A.J. Brown? And I think that has to matter. Like when you're talking about putting him up there at the level with Patrick Mahomes, like not what they're doing right now.
What's Pat without Andy Reid and Travis Kelce?
What is he without Tyreek Hill? He's a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, but you go
matters.
from 2 superstars to 1. I mean,
that matters. Well, right now Jalen Hurts only has 1 superstar. What does he look like without him? And I think that matters.
I don't know. Devontae is not a bad receiver, and
He's not what they thought he was going to be, and I'll tell you that. And it's for a guy that won a Heisman Trophy as a wide receiver, you've got to be a little more productive.
And to be fair, though, I think he could handle most of A.J. Brown's load. The looks that they would give Devontae would be much, much different than what you're giving A.J. Brown, because you know that A.J. Brown is tall, he's got length, and he can make those catches, and he can go up for those 50-50 balls. Whereas, he's a little bit smaller.
My first overreaction is when the game slows down for C.J. Stroud, the rest of the NFL is in big, big trouble. Probably because they're in the same uniform, but I can't help but seeing a younger, more athletic version of Deshaun Watson when I see him play. He was 25 of 36 against Jacksonville on Sunday. He outplayed Trevor Lawrence in every sense they were. The refs helped Jacksonville a little bit in that game, but he was really sped up in that last 2 minutes in the offense and made some mistakes. He didn't turn the ball over, not once, but once things slowed down for him, he's going to be a problem for a long, long time. And also, him and Tank Dell have been one of the best quarterback-wide receiver duos in the NFL. They're both rookies.
They're just fun to watch,
Yeah,
man.
they
They're
are
just a lot of fun to watch.
Side note, the Texans need to wear those all reds every week. Those are sweet.
I think they're special because they don't wear them every week.
Okay, I like
That's
them.
my take.
I'm a big fan. Also, another uniform note, the Falcons, go back to the white on black and reds.
They need to go back to like Mike Vick era.
Yeah,
they do.
those are way better.
They do.
Dan, number 2?
Number 2, the Packers are obviously going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Clearly.
But on a serious note, the Lions are not what we thought they were.
Ooh.
They are – we obviously saw them cave under pressure. When they gave Jordan Love even a millisecond of time extra to get that ball out of his hands and get it downfield, that was their kryptonite all Thanksgiving Day. They gave Jordan Love that extra 0.5 seconds that he needed.
Does it say more about Jordan Love or about the Lions?
I personally think it says more about the Lions because as a Packer fan, and I had this argument with our good friend of the show and of the station, Joey Colbert, over the weekend when I saw him.
Weird, you guys never talk about the Packers.
I know. It's like one of 4 conversation topics that we have, and it never comes up. But, yeah, we were talking about it, and he is sold on Jordan Love. I'm not quite sold on Jordan Love yet.
I'm not either.
am still wondering if he is the quarterback of the future for the Packers. And it kind of goes, the way that every other fan goes. You win, you love him. You lose, you hate him because you put it all on the quarterback, as you well know.
Yeah. He's the future of the Packers if Brian Gutekunst is there.
All right.
Unfortunately.
After beating the Saints 24-15 at home, the Atlanta Falcons are the favorite to win the NFC South.
Oh, I was like, wait,
NFC
what?
South.
yes, okay.
The pause.
Yeah.
Okay, so both sit at 5-6.
I was like, Dan, cut off Adrian's mic.
They both sit at 5-6. The Falcons ended a 3-game losing streak with the win, and they play the Jets, Bucks, and Panthers in their next 3 games. Desmond Ridder won the starting job back. He's playing
better.
He looked athletic.
He's an
more
athletic
than he was.
guy,
Yeah.
letting it rip a little bit. I think it's fair to say that despite the odds, whatever you want to say about Arthur Smith and whatever, they're the favorites in that division.
I'm going to piggyback off that for my number 2. A below 500 team will host a playoff game this season, and it will be the winner of the NFC South, and it's probably the Atlanta Falcons. Not really good quarterback play from anybody in that division right now. Bryce Young looks like he's still swimming way behind the curve of where you probably want him to be if you're the Carolina Panthers, and obviously Frank Reich. But I think you're right. I think Atlanta wins this division. They have the best running game. They have the best left side of that offensive line in that division. I dare say probably the best quarterback play too. Dan?
Yes. So to piggyback, actually,
off
of what you said,
double piggyback.
Yeah, we're all piling on your background, Adrian.
He's strong. He's got us.
I just can't get over the fact that earlier today, the Panthers fired Frank Reich.
Must have been Matt Rule's fault.
Yeah, we can all blame Matt Rule if we want to, but
we're not going to.
Truly, it just makes no sense. It's almost like the Panthers want immediate success with Bryce Young.
Which often comes when you draft a quarterback number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Usually happens.
Which, rookie quarterback, you know that he's going to need time to understand this league. Bryce Young, for all of his positives, is still a fairly undersized quarterback. Granted, he is wildly mobile. But you have to stop firing these coaches and only giving them 1-2 years to actually give it a go.
I feel bad.
I don't understand. Like, here's what I don't understand more than the Bryce Young thing. You traded away all of your pieces. You gave away everything.
Yeah.
And now you don't have a first round draft pick next year.
That would be the first overall pick.
That would more than likely be the number 1 overall pick. And, like, I don't understand how you can go, let's subtract Christian McCaffrey. Let's subtract DJ Moore. Let's fire our head coach. Let's take a rookie quarterback, number 1 overall, start him day 1. That'll equal success.
You know,
where in the world is that going to happen?
Like I said earlier, I feel bad for Bryce Young because quarterback success is not just dependent on the quarterback himself being a great player, whatever you want to say. It is very reliant on pieces, on environment, and
they got rid of all of them.
When you look at the environment right now in Carolina, it doesn't look like an environment that breeds success.
Right. Adam Thielen looks miserable, by the way.
I'm sure he is.
I guarantee he
is.
regrets leaving Minnesota. Your last one?
Is. All right, last one. I know we talked about the Broncos a bit and that chaos in the AFC. Tell me why I like the Steelers. I think the Steelers, after beating the Bengals 16-10, I know it was an ugly game. First game since before Matt Canada was hired, they got over 400 yards of total offense.
Adrian, that was going to be my one contribution to this segment for my hot take.
Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined it.
Well, no, I was going to piggyback off of that. You can finish, but then I kind of wanted to say something.
Well, bang, another piggyback. I love it. So I think they solidified themselves as a playoff team. A playoff team. They have the potential. Offense is getting back on track. I'm a big Kenny Pickett guy. Steelers, that division is starting to open up with the Browns and the Bengals kind of taking a step back.
Sure.
I think they can take a step forward.
Do you like recreational marijuana?
I love overreaction.
Okay. I was like, whoa. All right.
And when they come true.
I was just going to say, so Mike Tomlin, one of the best NFL coaches ever, in my opinion, and he has the track record to prove it. I think he deserves a little bit of slack for not firing Matt Canada sooner.
I mean, it's hard to argue at this moment, but we need some more time. We need a little bit more time.
The sample size is one game, but they looked miles more competent on Sunday compared to
But we can't talk about this situation with them being improved without talking about all the trial and tribulation that was going on in that locker room over this weekend. You've got players not even giving an effort to dive for loose balls on the field. You get your starting wide receiver, your starting safety getting into fights. There's a lot of problems and turmoil in that locker room in Pittsburgh. I don't know if I'm willing to.
I mean, that can go one of two ways. That can go south, or that can be the.
You can unite your team. I agree.
You can unite the team. Unite the team.
We're gonna wrap it up and talk about Peters Colts when we come back here at 1620 Zone. If you missed NFL Overreaction, check it out. SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620 is brought to you by our friends at Going Vertical Omaha. Going Vertical is the premier training facility in the Midwest, working with athletes as young as kindergarten all the way up through the pros. GVBA offers a variety of packages from individual workouts to group lessons. They also offer elite-level sports performance training to athletes of all sports. Check out the academy at goingverticalomaha.com tonight. We'll be right back, wrapping it up, talking about Jonathan Taylor, his health, and how Gardner Minshew is going to start a playoff game right here on 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Wedding season, it's over. Hoop season, just getting underway. And if you want to dress like the coaches on the sideline for the Blue Jays, you can do it at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, centrally located on 78th and Dodge. They get options for men and women from Mizzen and Main, Johnny O, Cutter and Buck, and a whole lot more. Stop by 78th and Dodge. Check out Jerry Ryan, dressing the coaches and Omaha for over 50 years.
The dream of playing the sport you love may be closer than you think. The Bellevue University Athletic Department proudly sports the best scholarship funding among NAIA programs in the state. To compete with the best, we need to recruit the best. All incoming freshmen earn a $5,000 scholarship when they enroll at Bellevue University. Learn more by looking us up at bubruins.com and reach out to your future coach today.
Come for the pay, stay for the culture. I'm Tracy from Papillion Sanitation, and if you want top pay and a great work environment, come see what we have to offer, including a $10,000 stay-on bonus for drivers. You heard that right. At Papillion Sanitation, you'll get industry-leading benefits, excellent wages, and recession-proof year-round employment. You'll also be part of a real team where you'll learn and grow in a safe environment. And if you don't have a CDL, we'll help you get one. Apply today at papillion-sanitation.com.
It's fall, and that means cooler temperatures. Even if you just have a back porch, why not turn it into something finer? Let Forsman's Finest turn your dull backyard into the finest hangout spot. Just imagine Halloween parties, football Saturdays, birthday parties. Whatever event you're going to be hosting, have it be the finest event of the year. Head over to forsmansfinest.com today to get your backyard ready. Forsman's Finest Decks, building Omaha's finest hangout spots.
The temperatures are dropping fast, and Old Man Winter is right around the corner. If your home isn't going to win the battle against the cold this year, let the #1 roofer in Omaha for 12 consecutive years come fight the battle for you. Let Pyramid Roofing come out and replace your gutters, your siding, your windows. They do it all. Give Pyramid a call tonight at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Tell Old Man Winter to take a hike.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
Take your business to the next level. Reach more customers and expand your online presence. Pixel Fire Marketing is here to help. Pixel Fire Marketing creates high-quality professional websites tailored to your business. Their experts are with you every step of the way to make sure your website is visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for search engines. They also offer web design, development, hosting, and maintenance. Get started on your website. Visit pixelfiremarketing.com. That's pixelfiremarketing.com now to learn more.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Get ready, Nebraska. The Omaha Supernovas, your Major League Volleyball team, is set to make history when they kick off Season 1 against the Atlanta Vibe on January 24th at the CHI Health Center. Get ready for world-class volleyball with the Supernovas, boasting a lineup of former national champions and Olympians who can't wait to add to Nebraska's vibrant volleyball culture. Be a part of the volleyball movement that's sweeping the nation and get your tickets today before they're gone. Visit supernovas.com. That's supernovas.com.
Winter Wonderland is coming to Henry Dorley Zoo November 7th through December 24th, sponsored by Chesterman Coca-Cola. Stop by Henry Dorley Zoo and celebrate Omaha's new widely bright holiday tradition. Enjoy 7 themed parks around the zoo. There are several events for kids, and don't think America's #1 zoo forgot about the parents. From a Santa meet and greet to lights throughout the park. Don't forget to stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up a 12-pack for just $5.49 or a Dasani Water 24-pack for $4.99.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping it up here on 1620 The Zone. We buried the lead somehow and missed this breaking news over an hour ago. Grant Bricks, the four-star offensive lineman from Iowa, has committed to Nebraska. And in his commitment video, many people remember this. We talked to Brian Munson about this. We talked about it on air. There was a large semi-truck at one of his games with Nebraska decals all over it. His commitment video gets in the truck, same truck, drives off and is announcing his commitment to Nebraska. This is going to become a thing, right? This truck is going to start showing up at places all around the country.
Hey, if it sticks, it sticks, man. I mean, do what you got to do to get the recruits to land the guys you want to, and if the truck works, it works. I don't know if I would be a fan of it, but
not a big semi guy.
Hey, I'm not getting recruited, like I said earlier.
Yep, but at one time you were. One of the highest recruited quarterbacks in the country. What was the most interesting way that somebody approached to recruit you? It's not Ask Adrian night, but we'll give you a little preview tomorrow.
I'm not sure. I mean, you know what's funny?
Don't incriminate anybody.
One of the most interesting first encounters I had was with Mario Verduzco.
Okay.
When he was at UCF. He came into my high school coach's office.
I got this DeLorean.
And just was cussing every other word. Like I had never met a human who spoke the way he did, but it grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
And made a little memory. Now I didn't want to go to UCF.
Really?
Yeah. Why? No desire. That just wasn't
because it wasn't at the time of Power 5 school.
Yes, and it just didn't. It wasn't what I was looking for in a school. I mean, in kind of like my deal breakers and what I considered to be major college football, it wasn't UCF.
Sure.
And
you didn't like the lazy river on campus?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a super fun place to go to college, but
people are drunk down there a lot.
I would imagine.
I lived 6 miles away from there at one point.
So I
can attribute.
Central Florida.
Yeah. Weird. They drink down in Florida. Hey, listen, we'll get to my last overreaction tomorrow night. Just a reminder, After Hours is on 7 to 9 tomorrow night, the Creighton Athletic Hour. And their very handsome and attractive host will be on from 6 to 7 tomorrow night. Make sure you catch both shows here on 1620 The Zone tonight. If you missed any of the show tonight and want to hear Peter Krenzer's angelic voice, you can do it at SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by Pyramid Roofing. Get a little drafty in your house. Maybe you're waiting until springtime to replace those old, outdated windows. Don't do it. Let the #1 roofer in Omaha 12 consecutive years come take care of your roof, your windows, your gutters, your siding. They do it all at Pyramid. Give them a call tonight at 402-502-9300. Head over to pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. For Dan Campion, Peter Krenzer, Adrian Martinez, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National French Toast Day, everybody.